anything like that. Wide right. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go in the end zone. He's going to go in the end zone. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. You believe in miracles?
It's the Davey Max Sports Program. And here's your host, Dave McDonald. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Oh, sure. Why not? Why not? We're just moving right along. It's the summertime. It's the Davey Max Sports Program. I am Eastside Dave McDonald, a.k.a. Davey Mac, a.k.a. the Sports Master. With me, as always, Chris Peppy Hamburger Stanley.
Oh, hey. Oh, thank you.
You're quite welcome. And on the engineering and the microphones, Shoto!
Shoto!
Wearing the suit jacket tonight, Mr. Roy! That's right. Snap it. Roy's snap it. Everyone else applauds, but that's not Roy. He's hip, baby. Listen, Davey Max Sports Program, we have a lot to discuss today. It's been a crazy week of sports. It's been nuts with the NFL already. The baseball is crazy. We got some basketball too. Heck, we got some golf. Yeah, we have Mr. Freeman McNeil in the house.
Yeah.
Boy, special guest Freeman McNeil. So you're going to want to listen to that. We have a lot going on. I'm telling you, folks, get ready for bliss. Sports. So many things to talk about. So many things to go over. But this NFL, it's out of control.
It's going nuts.
And that's what we bargained for. We thought this was going to be fun. And you can tell when something is the true number one sport when there's been a lot of headlines going on in baseball, a lot of fun, a lot of nonsense, and yet the NFL is dominating
That's
the
all anyone
headlines.
cares about.
And it truly is the only thing people seem to be caring about in terms of the sports fans. We have a lot of stuff. If you're a Giants fan, which the Davey Mac is, this has been a terrible, terrible week. Not only do we see our man, Plaxico Burress, Mr. Touchdown, taking that ball from Eli Manning, beating the Patriots, making them 18-1. He now is a New York Jet.
Real quick. He didn't even meet with them.
He didn't meet.
Got some voicemails from Rex Ryan.
Yeah, that's how much he hates the Giants. He actually went in, met with Tom Coughlin
Had dinner
and
with him, right?
GM, Jerry Reese, and I don't know what they said to anger this guy, but Tom Coughlin must have not been able to drop his, hard ass routine just for the one meeting. Why don't you at least pretend to be nice, get Plax back? Yeah. And then, do the nonsense with the discipline, and everyone has to show up 5 minutes early.
Blah, blah, blah.
Did you guys know that? That when the Giants have to get to practice, if the practice is scheduled for 1 p.m., they have to show up at 12:55. If they show up at 12:56 for a 1 p.m. practice, they get fined. This is Mr. Discipline. Doesn't really work.
It's paying off.
It paid off with one Super Bowl run, and I have fond memories of it. But now I get to see Plaxico Burress, who will have a tremendous year with the Jets. I'm not saying he's not going to catch 100 balls or even 80 balls, but he will catch around 60 to 70. However, it's the 8 to 10 touchdowns at big moments. There will be a big game where Mark Sanchez fakes the handoff, the old play action, and boom, there's Plaxico in the back of the end zone. Jets beat, an important team. They beat the Steelers or the Patriots or somebody, and away the Jets go onto another AFC championship. So I had to deal with that.
Well, also, Rex Ryan said he's going to let it fly this year.
As opposed to being all buttoned down the last 2 years. Yeah. That's what people think about with the Jets.
He's going to let it fly. Sanchez has got it.
So that means probably bad news for Braylon Edwards, who's an overrated wide receiver anyway.
He's going to be gone.
Yeah, they're going to Jets will release him, and that's your thing. But the other thing is this: Oh my, that's my computer.
What?
I'll put that on mute, folks. Nnamdi Asomugha.
Yes.
That's a very difficult name to pronounce,
How
to
was he
spell.
going to try? Guy from Oakland.
As a quick aside, on my morning radio station today, I had to say the word defibrillator. I can barely say it right now. During my live news broadcast, I said this man was struck by lightning and had to be revived with a defibrillator. It was the biggest butchering of a word of all time.
That's okay.
It was worse than Schatzenbacher.
No.
Okay, yes. It was worse than Schatzenbacher. I almost said the guy had to be revived by a Schatzenbacher.
That doggone Schatzenbacher.
I almost said that. Because, from now on, if there's a word that I can't pronounce, I'm just going to substitute Schatzenbacher for it.
Throw it out. Go to Gruden.
So the Eagles signed this Osamuga, who's apparently, this guy is the best. Yeah, he's along with Darrell Revis.
Yeah.
And so he's going to the Eagles. So this is after the Giants lose Plax to the Jets. Now they lose to a division rival. This awesome Giants even go after anybody.
No.
And now we're talking about O.C. Umenyiora, their best defensive lineman, wants to be traded.
Yeah.
Not only that, but the Eagles has signed a solid Miami Dolphins running back in Ronnie Brown.
Yeah.
They've signed defensive linemen. Their backup quarterback is now Vince Young.
Yeah, it's crazy. And if Ronnie Brown is healthy, he's going to blow it up. It's not even a question.
And you want to talk about the most perfect situation that Vince Young could possibly go into? A team that's already built for a scrambling, running quarterback.
Yeah.
If Vic, and Vic will always get hurt and miss a game or two.
Miss 1 or 2 games.
And then Vince Young will come in, and he has the possibility to light it up.
Yeah, pick up the same offense.
So it's a perfect situation. I want to say this. Eagles, NFC champions. Don't even play the NFC.
It's looking like that.
Don't play the NFC. AFC, you have to play. Because the Patriots are still good. You can't count Peyton Manning out, and the Jets are going to be monsters. And the Steelers are always good. But the NFC, is there a team? And I hate to say this, even the Green Bay Packers have to be looking at the Eagles like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, they haven't even made any moves, really, the Packers, right?
No, they're staying the same. I mean, they won the Super Bowl.
There's nothing wrong with that, yeah.
But it's insanity. The Eagles are getting everyone.
Yeah, they're a monster.
Which I said on the Davey Mac Sports Report, I said I'm sure pretty soon they're going to be going after the ghost of Reggie White at some, right now. No. If they can get some sort of seance going, who's to stop it?
Okay.
I seen True Blood. I watch it.
I haven't.
People can get spirits. Now, what you do is you get some big guy. You get like Tony Saragusa. You sign him up to the Eagles. You get a seance. You put the spirit, the ghost of Reggie White, into Saragusa's body. Boom. Saragusa's got 14 sacks this year.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Just think about it. Is all I'm asking.
I have. Didn't take me very long.
Ocho Cinco is a New England Patriot, and as is Hainsworth.
Yeah, Hainsworth.
So
giant problems. that work with Belichick.
He likes a nice headache on his hands.
Yeah.
He had Randy Moss for a few years, and now Ocho Cinco. Don't know what Ocho Cinco's first end zone dance is going to be, but
maybe like a trumpet or a bayonet.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
The Patriots.
Like a musket,
Oh yeah, there we go. Musket.
Or what if Ocho Cinco gets on a horse?
Yeah.
And it's like 1 of my land, 2 of my sea. And everyone's like, woo!
Yeah.
Paul Revere! And he changes his name to Chad Revere. Because I don't think he should be allowed to keep it Ocho Cinco if he's not on the Bengals. That was a very Bengals-ish name.
Yeah, that's a Bengals name. Yeah, he has to change it.
Something else.
He's constantly carried two fires with him at all times.
So you have a lot of craziness with the football.
I like it better like this, where it was just this all happened in like a week and a half.
Yeah, I'm thinking
it's
that maybe
much better.
Well, the odd thing is
it's so much better.
It shows you how long and at times how tedious the football offseason is.
Exactly.
Because you just wait. It's months and months and months of waiting.
And talks and who cares.
But now in this 2 week
going back and
this
forth.
This is a WWE insanity where people are, belts are changing hands and what's going to happen. And let's all get geared up for WrestleMania.
It's like the red zone, but just in trades instead of actual games.
I love it. Now, having said that, I'm a DirecTV subscriber.
Oh.
And I would see these commercials on DirecTV that said that if you sign up for DirecTV, why they would have the commercials for already existing DirecTV subscribers is upsetting.
They don't know.
But the commercial was, if you sign up for DirecTV right now, you get the Red Zone, the Sunday day ticket, right, where they have all the games
Every game
for
yeah.
free.
What?
For free.
Well, then you got to cancel. And
That's exactly what. Well, no, what I did was, and I'm not going to say there wasn't some booze in the system.
No.
I called up and I said, I've been a loyal subscriber for you for 4 years. And you're going to screw out Davey back? Don't you know about my podcast?
No,
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Who's Davey Mac?
That's my name. Dave McDonald dogs it.
Let me put this in the system.
You put it in the system, dude.
Not coming up.
Duty.
All right, now you're
And then I just said,
duty at me.
I just shouted duty for 14 minutes. So there you go. There's a lot of stuff going on. And of course, Randy Moss is gone. Can you believe that? I would like to know if you think this is going to stick. I have a feeling
No.
like it is.
No.
You don't think it will?
I think he'll
Pepper?
make another
Peppy
run
Hamburger.
back. Yeah, that's right, Peppy Hamburger. That's me.
You think he's pulling a little bit of a
He's
not
pulling
a Favre,
nah,
but
a lot, plenty of players done it before.
it's a quasi Favre, but it's more of a
Tiki Barber.
yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
and it's more of two of like he just wants one last good contract because
yeah,
Randy Moss
last season was just
and plus
depressing.
he's got a lot of pot to buy.
he likes to get high. Don't judge him.
And then he takes that money, gets high, and he runs over a woman's security crossing guard in the street.
Well, what you doing in the street?
Well, she was directing traffic. That was
To
the
protect
job.
children.
Oh,
He smashed her and then dragged her for 15 yards. First down. It was ridiculous. Now I've heard
par for the course.
a lot of these guys say Randy Moss. There he is. No one's stupid enough to say that he is on par with Jerry Rice. But he's a very weird case to talk about because I don't know where you do put Randy Moss. I mean, for his career, he had these weird seasons. Remember the Raiders years where he did absolutely nothing
What
before he
was
went to
on
the
the Raiders?
Patriots. Yeah, I know. I mean, they haven't had a quarterback since Ken Stabler. That's a long time ago.
A couple decades, dog.
But so you have that. Randy Moss, I mean, what can you say? The guy was an absolute beast. They called him the Freak, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know about that? Uh-huh. I just say if Schatzenbacher can be half as good as Randy Moss, he's had a hell of a career. Okay?
That doggone Satzenbacher.
Because this guy is a wide receiver to watch for. And my Lord, I believe Schatzenbacher's going to the Bears. So Monday Night Football, we have all got to be watching. All four of us. That's right. You're going to have to watch Monday Night Football for when Gruden's announcing. And I pray to the Jesus.
wait, the whole game?
Yes.
Because if Schatzenbacher catches a touchdown, we have yet another Gruden Schatzenbacher clip. And can I just hear a Bears clip with Gruden on Monday Night Football? Oh my God, not Schatzenbacher did it again. If I hear it live on a nationally televised football game, oh my God.
No way to keep it together.
I'll just throw things at the TV. I'll be so happy.
Calling everybody Big Net.
That's what I do, by the way, when I get happy. I actually throw things at the television.
Sucks.
Why I've gone through 3 TVs in the past 18 months.
That's good.
Because especially with an HD, you shouldn't throw a giant, Slurpee at it. But whatever, I get happy, I throw things. It's not my fault.
It is.
I learned it from Daddy Mac. Daddy Mac liked to throw things
Still
when
your
when
fault.
he got happy. When he got happy, throw the pillow, throw things like that.
Okay.
He would hit the ceiling fan, and then my mom would say, "You broke another ceiling fan, another one."
Oh, Beanie.
You don't understand, Bean. Don Mattingly just went long. I know, but it's our ceiling fan, Pat, and now we're out with a ceiling fan.
I like the Pat impression. Don't hear it as much as Beanie.
This Jason Garrett, he's got some nerve, folks. Okay? This is the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. This is a guy who was interim coach after Wade Phillips got fired midway through the season last year.
He kept the job, though.
He did keep the job. He's now
He didn't
officially...
do terribly. I mean-
he was okay. He has the audacity to... he's having this little thing going on in his training camp where rookies who are on the Cowboys are not allowed to wear the star on the side of their helmet
Good.
until, quote-unquote, they've earned it.
You got to earn the Cowboy.
You have to earn part of your uniform to be complete.
Wait, during actual games? Like
No, during train camp. And yeah, I think it's a train camp long situation. So you might even see rookies with just silver helmets and no stars on them during a preseason game. Okay. Now, again, this ain't Vince Lombardi. This ain't Bill Parcells. This ain't Don Shula.
This is the living legend, Jason Garrett.
This ain't even Mike Shula. This is Jason Garrett, who was a career backup QB, never did anything as a starter.
He was offensive coordinator,
in his thing. Then went to the Cowboys and is simply the most overrated offensive coordinator I've ever seen. These Cowboys have everyone. They have Romo. They have two great backs
Miles Austin.
and Barber. They have great receivers. They have some people think one of the best tight ends in football. They have huge offensive line, and this is a team that should be scoring 35 points a game.
Last season was a train wreck.
And that was even before Romo got hurt.
Yeah,
Remember, they had one win or two.
It was really bad.
2-6 or something when Romo went down.
When he went out, yeah.
This is the most overrated offensive coordinator. Again, the backup QB. And then, after I know Romo got hurt, but the guy's a mediocre head coach. Prove me wrong. He's a mediocre head coach. And this guy says you have to earn it.
That's right. He earned it.
He earned nothing.
Hey, he was there when Wade.
If I was a rookie, after if I made a great catch, he pulls me over and goes, "Give me the star." I'd take some glue and paste it right to his forehead.
Wow.
And then he'd have like a Charles Manson, weird swastika, but it was a cowboy star on his forehead.
I don't think you're going to get your star then.
I don't want it. Can you imagine someone going to you? Imagine the Skinny Man Studios, and there's an intern here at the Skinny Man Studios, and Roy or Sean O said, "Listen, until you earn it, you can't put on these headphones, dog."
That's what we do.
Would be like, what are you talking about?
That's what we do.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, then I am disgusted to be here.
I'm delighted.
I know you guys. You treat your interns nicely.
Take off those headphones.
I know. I've seen you guys. And by that, I mean borderline sexual harassment. With the men and women.
Borderline.
Yeah, I know.
Also, I think the Cowboys' defensive coach is...
Now, it's Rex Ryan's brother.
Rex Ryan's brother, yeah.
Rob Ryan.
Rob Ryan, yeah. He's calling the Eagles the heat of the NFL.
Yeah, which isn't a bad comment. And actually, McNabb today also criticized him. And McNabb needs to stay low.
No, he
After
doesn't.
that,
he needs to definitely comment about the Eagles.
Listen. After his disastrous year in Washington.
What are you talking about?
Where he was just, quite frankly, fat. I thought CeCe Sabathia was playing quarterback I thought the Junkyard Dog was the QB for the Redskins last year. And then Mike Shanahan basically says that he's that when he says he had, quote unquote, lazy working habits.
Yeah.
About a quarterback.
They gave him, like $50 million contract or whatever.
Peyton Manning and Tom Brady are like Alex P. Keaton on Family Ties, where he had to study for those exams.
Yeah.
And he had to take a lot of uppers in order to stay awake.
Oh, I know
Very
that.
special episode.
Yeah, I
know about
It was a
those.
special episode. Yes, you do, my friend. Those guys are doing that just to stay up to watch game film on a day in July.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Peyton Manning is some meth freak.
He's a robot.
Constantly going over film. And then he's probably doing it while on the treadmill, lifting weights, and talking to Eli on the speakerphone. Keep your chin up. New York media can be tough. Keep it up. Don't worry. What are they going to sit you? And who are they going to put in? Hasselback? He sucks.
They're never going to like you as much as they like me.
What are they going to do? Unless they come through with Willie Beeman, you're not going to be benched, Eli. I don't care what the New York media says.
The Sharks aren't even a real team, man. Don't worry.
That doesn't mean that Willie Beeman can't come out of retirement and take your job. So you keep practicing. Now, excuse me, there's a little kid drowning in the pool. I have to go save him. Eli, because that's the thing. And Eli, the pressure is going to be on. Eagles signed 2 defensive linemen and now this cornerback. My prediction, an official Davey Max Sports Program prediction is the first Giants-Eagles... Well, the first the Giants-Eagles game this year, regular season, in Philly, where Eli historically has had bad games.
Yeah.
That game, he'll throw for 17 interceptions and fumble 8 times. Okay, so that's going to be a tough day for him.
17
Yeah.
interceptions.
Yes. He hates playing them Eagles.
I think it's a little high, but I'm sure there'll be a couple.
He is not a fan of the Eagles. He's lost to them in the playoffs a couple times. And if they just could have gotten a first down, we wouldn't have had Miracle at the Meadowlands Part 2 last year. Yeah. And Eli, that's when he has this fun little habit of throwing the ball 50 feet over a guy's head when we just need a first down.
It's a meltdown.
Just one.
They shut down Vic the first game, right? They played him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were shutting him down for 3.5 quarters.
Then he came.
Started.
It was crazy. Yeah, when he came back.
The score was 28-10 or something.
Yeah.
And all the nonsense happened. Oh my God.
I know, right?
And now the Phillies with the Hunter Pence. I mean, what's going on with Philadelphia here?
It's in a renaissance.
City of gold. My God. I'm telling you one thing right now. Davey Mack, another prediction.
Okay.
Sixers win the NBA Finals next year.
Really?
I know they're a young team, Dogsy.
Coming out of nowhere.
I can't imagine anyone beating them.
Wait, what about the Heat?
The Heat, Schmeat.
Oh.
The Heat is the football version of the Eagles. See?
Nice.
See?
Good.
How about that, Rob
Good.
Ryan?
Good. Let's get it out there.
Rex Ryan and Rob Ryan are they're having the little war of words. And
So weird. It's a weird family.
Rob Ryan said that they're going to
Brothers?
kick their brothers, their twin brothers.
Oh.
And he said that the Cowboys will kick the Jets' asses. And so now Rex Ryan has to respond, and we have to hear all this
I wonder
nonsense.
if he's going to say something crazy. You see
Oh
his new
yeah,
tattoo?
well, we're gonna kick your asses.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he has a giant, huge. What is that? A tiger? Like, it looked like a snake or something.
I'm
Or
not sure. It's some sort of weird tribal.
Rex Ryan got his huge fat leg. I mean, that's the size of a hippo. He got a big tattoo on it, which is an odd thing for a man in his mid to late 50s.
Just a midlife crisis. Move.
It might be. It might be. And it's odd that he would want to bring attention to the foot area because of all the foot fetish stuff. There it is. It's like a dragon or something.
Oh, that's handsome.
It's like a dragon without a
It looks
head.
like a ram, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true.
Doesn't look
Maybe he wants to go to St. Louis.
Doesn't look anything like a jet.
That would be nice if he had a nice little jet on it.
A little airplane.
Like a Fisher Price plane. I like kids. What do you want from me? Now,
Is he wearing airwalks?
oh yeah, he's got to be comfortable.
It's like
like
skateboarding.
Converse.
He skateboards back and forth.
He does. He skateboards. And he wears his hat backwards.
He gets tattoos on his calf.
He reminds me of whenever Homer Simpson tries to be hip on The Simpsons.
With Poochie.
And he'll
Poochie's the best.
Homer will wear like long shorts. And you're like, come on. I mean, I know you're a cartoon. I don't even know why I'm getting so exasperated.
It's all right.
But come on, Homer. Put the tie back on. So that's what you have with some of the football there. I can't see the Eagles not winning. I can't see it. I can't see them not.
Well, now you're jinxing the entire thing.
I can't see them at least not getting to the NFC Championship. That's what I'll say.
Unless something horrible happens to Vic, which could happen.
Yeah. And I'll be honest. I mean, that I really do believe. Just as like I believe that the Phillies are going to absolutely get to the National League Championship Series this year. There's no way they don't at least play for a chance to get into the World Series. There's no way. In other words, they're losing in the first round.
No.
It's impossible.
Yeah, their rotation's just too crazy. Everything. The
They
entire
don't
team.
need a third. They could have Halladay and Cliff freaking Lee, and not even pitch a third guy.
No.
And Oswald's coming back, folks. And Cole Hamels is having a great year. They have 4 aces.
It's crazy. It's disgusting.
And the Yankees are going to have to start Freddie Garcia.
And a guy who had stem cell surgery on his shoulder in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, yeah, why not?
He's having a good season, though.
Okay,
It's okay.
Yeah, no, he's doing well. Actually, speaking of the Yankees, A-Rod got in trouble recently for there's photos of him.
DUI.
No, I wish.
Rape charges.
Well, that is true, but there weren't photos.
Okay.
No. A-Rod for playing poker. No. Because baseball with the whole gambling thing.
God forbid.
They don't like you to gamble on anything. But, of course, it was cards.
But on a side note, isn't like Tobey Maguire getting in trouble for the same type of thing? Like the behind the scenes
He should be.
big poker
What's happening with
games
him?
that
Some like hedge fund manager or something is suing him for beating him at poker and taking like $3 million of his money.
Screw him. Then don't play with the Tobster. That guy's like the Unabomber.
But the problem is now,
not the actual, murderer,
Yeah,
but the card version. The guy who would wear. Actually, the Unabomber goes out with Miss Jennifer Tilly. Let It Ride fans, in case you were wondering. Yeah,
Tony Cheeseburger. What?
I thought she was married to the guy from The Simpsons.
she got divorced.
Ah, good move.
And she goes out with the card player who wears the hood and the
Unabomber,
glasses.
yeah.
Yeah. And she actually then competes in not celebrity poker tournaments.
Oh, legit.
She goes to
Real.
Las Vegas to try and make her way to the World Series of Poker every year.
Good
which
for
is
her.
fun.
Good for
Yeah.
her.
Listen, one of the most 10 attractive women. If you from one single movie, Jennifer Tilly in Let It Ride, with that red dress. Forget it. I'm out of here.
Dave,
not
no,
gonna go.
Dave,
No,
we need you.
no, I'm out.
No, close the window. Come on back.
Oh my gosh. I mean, did you ever have that where it was like, not necessarily for their whole lives or their whole career, but that one movie, you go, goodness gracious, you.
It's like Cameron Diaz in the Mask.
I agree with
I
that.
don't think she looked very good after that.
I agree with them. Well, come on, no.
I mean, don't get me
she's
wrong.
an attractive woman, but
Yeah, she's not a beast.
yeah. I mean, there's Jennifer Tilly right there in the red
Oh,
dress
yeah,
from one of
yeah.
the great sports movies of all time.
Oh, wonderful.
Let It Ride. How David Johansen did not get nominated
Unbelievable.
as the character of Looney is beyond me, folks.
He
okay?
would make the bets because that's what his cat's name was. Which makes sense for a degenerate gambler who's been gambling at the track for God knows how long. Grimy Miami.
I like that Richard Dreyfuss the best. The coked out, strung out, just overly hyper Richard Dreyfuss, where he's mad and yelling all the time.
It's awesome.
I like Down and Out in Beverly Hills, where Nick Nolte was
Yeah.
homeless and Richard Dreyfuss again with the screaming. Once he became old, Dick Cheney, Richard Dreyfuss, I wasn't such a fan.
What about Bob?
Like it because
Yeah.
again he gets
gets aggravated.
He gets upset.
Yeah.
He's yelling. He's
I agree.
screaming. I like that kind of Richard Dreyfuss. And he's throwing money all over the place. He's fantastic. Pepper alerted me too to the Harry Potter fans out there, and we know that there are 3.6 million people who listen to the show. Out of them, 2.7 million watch Harry Potter. So for those fans out there, Hagrid is in Let It Ride. He's the teller there when Richard Dreyfuss needs to put up large amounts of money.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Crazy, right? I was like, wait a minute. That guy looks familiar.
He's also one of the nuns on the run. Just saying. There's a lot of nuns on the run fans out there. How about those Yankees?
Oh my god. All right, listen. We apologize for that. Shut up. Just lean back. It was like, all right, forget it. Listen. What is today's show sponsored by, Shawno? What do we have today? I love Nuts in the Run. I'm just joking. I just wanted to pull a silent moment there. You could have actually said he's in a phenomenal film. You could have told me he's in Pulp Fiction, which would have been awesome. I still would have been silent. I don't know why I chose that moment. Actually, I was just waiting for Pepper to hit the music. That's what I was doing. Folks, listen. We have a lot to talk about, okay? We have such a big show that this has only been the first half. We have a second half coming up. So you're going to want to keep it here. Davey Mack Sports Program. We talk about Eastside Dave McDonald. We talk about Davey Mack. We talk about Chris Pepper Stanley. We talk about Sean O. You're not going to do Sean O anymore now. Oh, he's hurt. See, Pepper, you hurt his feelings.
How did I hurt his feelings?
Because we have Roy.
Roy!
Coming up, Freeman McNeil. Keep it here, Davey Mack Sports Program.
You gotta please me. All night. Please, please listen to my children. Say please, please.
Davey Mac Sports Program, back with you, Eastside Dave McDonald, a.k.a. Davey Mac, with me. Thank you very much, Shono. Thank you very much. With me, Chris Peppa Stanley.
Peppa! Look at him.
And working the microphones, the boards, Mr. Engineer Shono. Behind the keyboard, rocking the shades, rocking the music. He does a great job during the commercial breaks for us, everybody. Roy SCHAFER, everyone. Roy SCHAFER.
That's right, Dave. That's right.
Thank you very much, Roy SCHAFER. Always doing a great job for us. You know, I care so much about that, Roy. When we go to commercial breaks, I always tell people one of the strongest parts of the Davey Mac Sports Program
What's that,
is
Dave?
the band
What's that?
right there. The band,
Oh,
ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen. Roy SCHAFER and the Davey Mac Band. Every single night, Roy SCHAFER behind the thing. Folks, Tiger Woods has been seen on a golf course. I think that means we get 4 more weeks of winter this year. Okay. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Roy. I don't understand why this is a constant headline. I'd rather concentrate.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well,
what do you mean, Dave?
I'll
What do you
get to
mean?
it. Well, I don't think that's when you talk Roy SCHAFER. But I'd rather concentrate on his putrid ability to grow proper facial hair.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby.
Roy SCHAFER. I'm telling you this. His beards are in the Skeet Ulrich category of failing as a man. Thank you. I mean,
Yeah, Dave, yeah.
why even try, Roy SCHAFER? I mean, I guess Tiger thinks that getting fired by Gillette means he's no longer allowed by law to shave. Hello. Roy SCHAFER, everyone.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Dave.
Are we ready to begin now? Are we ready for this nonsense to end? Thank you, Roy SCHAFER once again, everybody.
SCHAFER, come on.
The people listening are saying, what's going on? Well, listen, folks. We do put up the video snippets of the Davey Mac Sports Program found on eastsidedavecountry.com/sports. It's
There you
actually
go. It's its own URL now.
the
Look at
new
that.
and improved Davey Mac Sports page where you get links to the show, whether on Stitcher or iTunes, this show right here. You get the official daily written, and that by that I mean Mondays through Fridays. The Davey Mac Sports Report that I write Mondays through Fridays, fresh, brand new. You're going to get every single morning around 9:30. You check the page for that. And then at the bottom, you got the video snippets, which is us screwing around.
No, there's no screwing.
No.
And let's be honest, we did that one for the camera. Okay?
Well, it's the internet.
In all seriousness,
It's a multimedia platform.
Why not? What the heck? So what you do is eastsidedavecountry.com/sports or just eastsidedavecountry.com and you'll find it from there. But honestly, Tiger Woods now is back.
10 years.
He's
It's a 10-year start.
yeah, he's playing yet another BS tournament for his comeback. And what will happen is he'll have a mediocre first round, a bad second round, and then something else will be hurt, and he'll be out for another 4 to 5 weeks.
I told you he'd be back.
And you were right.
Sports apprentice.
Sean O is the official sports apprentice once again. I can't take it, though. I can't take the constant breaking news, and then it's the most mild story of all time.
The same that happened with NFL lockout. It's just non-news. They have nothing else to talk about.
I know, but we have to just dig dirt on Tiger then. Let's dig dirt on his wife. Let's go after her.
Oh, that'd be great.
Just
Oh,
let's
yeah.
find. She's got to be up to no good.
Those
Okay?
kids. Those filthy
Let's
kids.
not forget she attacked him with the golf club.
I remember.
It's
No.
assault.
She's got a dark side, folks.
That's assault.
Now listen,
In the country I grew up in.
you know, some people, yeah, America. And there are some people who say, well, he deserved it. Why? He likes banging 35 Perkins' waitresses. Okay, who doesn't? They bring you your eggs. They'll refill that coffee cup 7 times.
Can't blame him.
If the beginning of Reservoir Dogs took place at a Perkins, Steve Buscemi wouldn't have been upset about his coffee cup being refilled only twice.
Oh, no.
That don't happen in Perkins.
I think it would have tipped, too.
We got
Yeah, he
Perkins
would
all.
have thrown in that dollar.
We got Perkins all. By the way, that tip seemed a little chintzy to me because there was what 6 guys.
Yeah.
and they tipped $12.
like 12 guys.
No, there was okay. No,
Okay,
there
go
was
ahead.
Mr.
Go
Blonde, Michael Madsen,
Yeah.
Mr. Brown. You had
That's,
that one guy who we
Quentin.
didn't know.
Quentin's
Quentin
right.
was Mr. Blue, I think.
Yeah.
Or, no, wait, was
Or was he
Quentin?
Brown?
Yeah,
He might. He was one of those two. But anyway, that's 3.
Right.
Mr. Orange, Tim Roth.
Yeah.
Mr. Pink, Steve Buscemi.
That's 5.
And Joe. 6. There were 6 guys.
What about Harvey Keitel?
You're right.
What
Harvey
about,
Keitel missed
Sean
away.
Penn?
7. Sean Penn, 8. Good job, boy.
Yeah.
There were okay.
Yeah.
So there were 8 guys.
That was a large bill.
But still, that's even worse.
It was $8.
$8, and they wanted to tip $8 tip.
Well, I don't know what they ordered. Maybe they only had coffee.
It was the early 90s, too, so, inflation.
It's true.
I had been to a diner in the early 90s. 8 people go out to
my.
breakfast in 1992. Trust me, you're tipping more than $1 a piece, even if you just had coffee.
It was a nickel for an omelet.
I know. They didn't take place in the 30s. Yeah, it's Reservoir Dogs. See, we're going to take over that bank. Whatchamacallit? Before the FBI. It's a brand new service. It's a governmental police agency, see? But Tiger liked the Perkins people. Listen, like I said, I grew up in New Jersey. I'm very familiar with the Perkins, a.k.a. the poor man's IHOPs. And they're a nice establishment. You want a pancake, and you want to only spend $3 as opposed to the IHOP $3.50, you go to Perkins.
What about Denny's?
No, I don't do that.
Really?
I don't do
Why
that.
not?
I heard they're racist over there.
Against who?
Black people. Well, what was it? In the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a Denny's story a day of Denny's is racist to African Americans. I'm not making this up, Roy Schaefer. You relax.
Get back on that
I
keyboard.
know. I know Roy Schaefer now has bailed on the Dave Man.
Oh, come on, Shafe.
No, I'm being serious. You don't remember that where Denny's was always getting sued by an African American for yet another, they're rude to black people.
That's an old wives' tale.
It's not. It was in the papers.
Well, it must be true.
I paid attention to the news more than you folks, but I have to. I write. No, I write. Hello, I write the Davey Mac Sports Report. I have to be in touch with the news. Okay. Yeah, there it is. What does it say?
All right. This story was from 2002. A decade ago, the restaurant chain Denny's was nearly synonymous with racism. No clue.
Thank you.
Wow. The internet said it this
And go
time.
ahead. Go ahead. Now I'm curious.
Some of the restaurants were accused of making blacks prepay. Not, oh, man. Not serving them as quickly as whites were serviced.
Yeah.
And sometimes not serving blacks at all. I had no clue.
Yeah.
You are the racism master.
I am the racism master. Thank you. And as a result, I don't go into Denny's. I stick up for my black brethren. That's what I do.
Pretty cheap,
there are a
though.
couple things I boycott myself.
Okay, what's that?
I boycott Denny's. I now boycott what's the one? The BP because of the New Orleans disaster. When I go home from work, there's a BP and an Exxon right across the street, and I go, "F you, BP. I'm going to Exxon."
They destroyed Alaska.
They're feeling. Oh.
Whoops. Well, let's face it, Alaska's not as fun as New Orleans. I mean, in terms of fun, I just go by fun.
Crab fishing.
Oh, yeah.
That's not very fun, though.
Little TV show is.
Well, whatever. By the way, I saw the season finale of Deadliest Catch.
As did I.
It was a good season this year. Now,
okay.
and I'm not gonna. I know I wasn't blown away by it. You're never gonna beat last year
It's
because
never.
the fact that a main character who's been there from nearly the beginning
Died pretty much on camera.
on the show.
Yeah.
That's impossible, and it's a reality show, and the captain died.
You guys been up since the beginning or the second
Your
season?
second season, I think.
Captain Phil.
Captain Phil. You're never ever gonna beat that. However, the one thing is now. I think next year we gotta get past Captain Phil. I don't want to be cruel about it, but I don't want those two kids. And again, I'm not being
Bringing up
sensitive.
what
I don't
Papa
want to hear the old man.
The old
we have
man,
to do
yeah,
this
the
for
old
the old
man,
man
yeah.
because now we're gonna be talking about 2.5, years. Have
Well,
elapsed.
the one deckhand left, Freddie. He went over to the Wizards.
Freddie, yeah.
Making that real cash.
I know.
For $80,000 from 2 months' work.
Actually, that is Fast Freddie.
It is,
yeah.
right?
No, yeah, Freddie, the Wizard is great, but Keith is also the worst captain to work for.
Didn't he attack a cameraman this
Yeah.
season? Yeah, 'cause
He
wouldn't
attacked the
make him a
camera.
pot of
Yeah.
coffee.
It was ridiculous.
That was really nuts.
But
That guy has problems.
but listen, folks, it's a sports show. But
Yeah.
in a way,
Hey,
I'd
sport-
rather.
the sport of crab fishing.
I
So,
would rather
right
talk
there.
about crab fishing than Tiger if Tiger's not going to win a tournament. Just do me a favor. That's all I'm asking. This is all the Davey Mac wants. Win us one tournament. Not get close. Not have 3 decent rounds. You're in the top 7 or 8 on the leaderboard. And maybe even you finish 4th or something like that. Nothing like that. We're talking about Tiger Woods. We don't care if Tom Brady or Peyton Manning finish in 3rd place in the National Football League. There are certain people who have set their own standards, and quite frankly, if Tiger's not going to win a tournament, let's just not talk about him as much. Obviously, a story will come up here and there, but this Tiger Watch, which has now replaced Favre Watch, is insane. The fact that he has anyone who has their own what's that on the scroll of ESPN,
Yeah.
and where it says NBA, MLB, and then it just says Tiger. When you get your own little
Subcategory.
subcategory, it means there's too much of a spotlight on you. This used to be the greatest golfer of all time, or for his era, but enough's enough. I will say that though, what I was talking to Roy SCHAFER about, the guy can't grow a beard to save his life.
Why would he try?
Enough with the weird beards. I meant what I said about he kind of looks like Skeet Ulrich at this point.
Did he get his Gillette thing dropped? Is that why?
Yeah, he got
he's
the Gillette thing.
Trying to prove a point.
I don't know what
I
he's
don't need-
doing.
I don't need you.
He had a goatee, then he went to a beard. Now he's shaved off the mustache and the beard part and just has the chin facial hair. I don't even know what's that. I guess is that a goatee
I
too?
think that technically is the goatee.
That's
just
the
the
goatee,
chin,
just
yeah.
the chin.
Yeah, I think so.
What happens when it's the mustache and chin combo?
That's a Fu Manchu.
No, it's
I
not
don't
a
know,
Fu
man.
Manchu.
I don't
That's
know.
Fu Manchu is the villain in Flash Gordon. That's a Fu Manchu. Or like the Huns were big
No,
Fu Manchu
no,
fans.
You're thinking of Ming the Merciless.
But it looks odd, And this guy changes his facial hair more than the mid-'60s Beatles did. Where, for every other video that the Beatles did, they had a different type of facial
I
styling.
like that, though.
Yeah, but Tiger's not going to be playing Sgt. Pepper's, Dogsy.
Not
You
yet.
don't know that.
Yeah.
If Tiger comes out with an album as good as Sgt. Pepper's, I will dedicate the next 2 shows to Tiger Woods
Wow, that's incentive.
and his band.
There you go.
I believe they're called the Sheep's Boys or some BS like that. Let me see here. So people are saying that the Phillies, right? Phillies. And I'm one of those people, I'll be honest. I can't see that them not getting to the World Series. But, you don't know in baseball. And they looked very strong last year. We thought, how are the Phillies not going to get back to the series this year? And they fell to the San Francisco Giants. The Giants acquire Carlos Beltran, good bat, switch hitter. They needed someone who was a right-handed bat. And now they get kind of the best of both worlds because obviously he can hit from the right side of the plate, can hit from the left side. Okay, it has power, and you don't know if he's got another one of those 2004 postseason runs where he was on the Astros and hit 30 home runs just in October. But we have kind of made it a foregone conclusion that it's going to be the Giants playing the Phillies for the National League pennant. Whoever wins gets the World Series. Very quietly, the team that's in first place in the NL West, the San Francisco Giants, and the Arizona Diamondbacks have come on like blazes and are tied. The Diamondbacks, managed by my favorite non-Yankee of all time, Mr. Kirk Gibson. Okay. He also wore number 23, just like Don Mattingly. So how
Is that
about
why?
that?
Is that why? Mm-hmm. Okay.
My favorite players of all time all wore number 23. Kirk Gibson, Don Mattingly, and Cleveland Cavalier Ron Harper.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Oh, yeah, and Michael Jordan was 23, too. Kirk Gibson will win the Manager of the Year because right now he's positioning the Diamondbacks to, even if they don't win the NL West, they have a very good shot to at least make the playoffs. And, of course, his home run is one of the great home runs in World Series history where he hit off of Eckersley on one leg.
Yeah.
One of the greatest.
All time.
And people always forget his home run when he was on the Tigers in the '84 World Series against Goose Gossage, who was playing on the Padres at the time. People always forget about that home run. That was a huge home run. That got Sparky Anderson, the first manager ever to win a World Series in the National League and American League. The only other one, and whoever gets this will get their own category. It's above Sports Apprentice. This will be called the Sports Assistant.
Come on.
Who is the other manager to win a World Series in both leagues? Only 2 have done it in the history of baseball. Sparky Anderson of the Tigers and the Reds was one. And then the other one,
Joe Torre.
not Joe Torre.
How about we give ourselves a little time to think?
No!
Oh, you mean search?
Okay, yeah.
It's
All right,
the
fine.
Davey Max
Go ahead.
Sports Program.
I'll say all phones are legal. Phones and computers are legal.
It's the Davey Max Sports Program.
Okay. All right.
It's the Davey
searching.
Max Sports Program.
Well, we'll see what's happening here.
It's the Davey Max Sports
I'll tell
Program.
you one thing. This song seems like it's gone on for 8 minutes at this point.
It's the Davey Max Sports Program.
Is this the Pink Floyd version of the Davey Max Sports Program theme? This has been on for go. This has been on for quite a long time. Go ahead, Pepper. Do you have it?
Sparky Anderson.
I said that was what we started off with.
Oh, wow.
You took all that time. You don't have another guess? I had just been talking about Sparky Anderson for 7 minutes.
Lou Piniella.
No, not Lou Piniella.
Damn it.
All right, I have to now because this has gone on for far too long. Mr. Tony La Russa, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Oakland
Makes
A's,
sense.
1989. St. Louis Cardinals, 2006.
Sure it wasn't Sparky Anderson.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
But I had established that fact earlier. So let's just keep in mind, baseball, in my opinion.
Tommy Lasorda.
Well, no, he certainly didn't manage anyone but the Dodgers.
Bobby
Sean, no.
Valentine.
Okay, we've established the two. It's Tony La Russa, Sparky Anderson.
Freddie McNeil.
No, but he's going to be in the studio very, very soon.
Good.
So my point is this: the Davey Max Sports. The I'm now calling baseball the Davey Max Sports program.
It's basically
the
what it is.
sport of baseball. I feel is the most unpredictable sport out there. It's more unpredictable than football. It's more unpredictable than basketball. We often have favorites, and a lot of times those favorites win. Even if the team that was hailed to win from the beginning of the season, by the time the postseason moves along, there's usually 2 or 3 that we know are going to win. The Dallas Mavericks this past year in the NBA was a surprise, I'll be honest, because no one really saw that coming. It was Lakers, Spurs, Heat, Celtics. Those were your 4. A little bit with the Chicago Bulls, but really those 4. So that was one of the good stories. But a lot of times in sports, you don't have that unpredictability. Baseball, you get it every year. No one saw the Giants winning last year. No one.
Not even the Giants.
No, it's true. And I just mentioned Tony La Russa in 2006. The Cardinals that year had 82 wins for the regular season. They were 82-80. But the NL Central was so god-awful that they made the playoffs and got on a run. And that's what makes baseball incredible, because being that it's a three-dimensional game, in my opinion, there's a zillion things that can go wrong. And right. But craziness can happen. When you have the sports that are left to right, football left to right, you know what I'm saying? Like
on a field.
Yeah, on the field. If you're on the field playing the sports,
Linear.
up and down, exactly.
Right.
Baseball, you can hit the ball behind the catcher. Maybe he misses the foul, wild pitch. All of a sudden, it's behind the hitter.
And it's a diamond shape.
It's a truly three-dimensional sport. As a result, I feel like more stuff can go wrong and right. You can't make plays in other sports out of bounds. You can make Derek Jeter's made great catches in foul territory.
True.
That's what makes the game incredible to watch, but also very hard to predict. So let's just consider that. The other story is this Jared Weaver guy, who I feel is a doppelganger for the Pepper's favorite band, Puddle of Mud. They look exactly the same.
Yeah. Puddle of Mud and Metallica. He knows them.
Yeah, those are Pepper's favorite too. He was suspended 6 games for throwing at a Detroit Tiger. I have a huge problem with this.
It's ridiculous. It's
Huge problem with this.
Games.
Huge problem with this. Well, but also he's a starting pitcher, so what that basically means is he'll miss one start. That's what they were trying to guarantee. Let him miss one start, and it'll sound bigger than it is. But I still have a problem with that. First of all, the Angels are in a pennant race with the Texas Rangers. Okay, the Rangers looked like they were going to run away with the thing. The Angels are right there. So one start could mean a lot come late September. That's A. B is this. He didn't hit the guy. Last time I checked, you get suspended for hitting someone. How do you throw out a guy who didn't hit anyone? He threw at the guy's head. But the guy barely had to move. He ducked. But if he wanted to hit the guy in the head, this guy who was having a Cy Young candidate year, pinpoint accuracy is his forte. He wanted to hit the guy in the head, he would have hit him. I can't see why you're suspending someone for not hitting him. Now pull up a picture of Jared Weaver and tell me he doesn't look like Puddle of Mud. Okay? But
what were the circumstances? Like, was there some kind of heat right beforehand?
I will absolutely give you. I will absolutely give you.
Oh yeah, I see.
I will give you the exact thing that happened. So
I wish he joined the band.
So one of the Tigers, I believe it was Maglio Ordonez, hits a home run that's going either fair or foul. Okay. Now, in baseball, you're not supposed to stand and watch your home run go. That's kind of showing up the pitcher. However, when, tell that to Carlton Fisk in the 1975 World Series, when it's a question of whether it's foul or fair, the guy stands at the plate and makes sure it's a home run before he starts running around the bases. If anything, you shouldn't start running around the bases and then it becomes a foul ball. That's showing up the pitcher. So the guy's standing there watching his ball, seeing is this going to be fair or foul, and it became it went to fair territory. Boom, home run, and Weaver goes insane. He run, don't stand there and watch and show me up and all this nonsense.
Yeah.
So Ordonez is like, what are you talking about? I was making sure if there was a foul or fair thing. Okay, so Weaver got upset, right? All right, at that point, he's in the wrong, I think. Then another guy gets up and hits a home run off of Weaver and just stares at him, flips the bat, and then pounds his chest a little bit. And it was the most showing up of a pitcher I've ever seen of all time. I mean, it was crazy. After Stone Cold Steve Austin gives the Stone Cold Stunner to Vince McMahon, it was on that par of showing up another player. And so he obviously went crazy. Next guy up, Weaver throws at his head. To me, they all acted silly.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, though.
And, if you're going to suspend Weaver, you got to suspend the second home run guy who stood there and just acted like a buffoon. Come on! Now, let me tell you who suspended him, by the way, Shawno.
Please.
As a Yankee fan, you would know that in the 2000s, one of the teams that seemed to have the Yankees' number in postseason was the Angels. And who was the manager of the Yankees?
Sparky Anderson.
No. Mr. Joe Torre.
Yeah.
Who now works for the American League Disciplinary Committee.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he was the guy who threw down. So what I say is conspiracy theory. Okay? X-Files. My face off. That's a conspiracy theory. Thank you.
Sportsmaster.
Thank you very much. Okay? Now this NBA commissioner, David Stern. He pushes my buttons in the wrong way. All right? Remember when, what's-his-face, Roger Goodell said that he is only going to take $1 for his pay, his salary during the lockout? Yeah. Stern now is going one better, and I don't want any money. Oh, that would be better. Or he should have just done 99 cents. I'll beat him by 1 red cent, I will. 1 penny. That's right. He's saying I won't take any money. And so we're all supposed to applaud David Stern, who is a multi-billionaire at this point. No, I meant that facetiously. Nope, that was not real. We're not actually supposed to applaud him. That was not... I meant that sarcastically. I can't stand the NBA right now after this magical run of great postseason ball.
Yeah, they screwed it all up.
And now, and their lockout, if the NFL's lockout, the number one sport in America, was tedious, goodness gracious, Mother Oliva, Cincinnati, Diana Ross, Pinky Doo, Millennium Falcon, Chili Wawa, Slimpy Joe,
Some of those aren't
Garish,
words.
Toodles and Bucks.
Yeah.
Because I am telling you
Gibberish.
that this lockout will be even more tedious. It'll be one of those. I mean, I'm not going to be watching this. And quite frankly, folks, the Davey Mac Sports program may not cover the sport of basketball or even March Madness for that.
Let's shut it down.
It's over. You call up Stern and you say you get this thing done soon. Oddly enough, we will be covering the WNBA still.
Yeah. Duh.
That New York Liberty, that's a squad.
1930s women's basketball.
Kobe Bryant, speaking of basketball.
Oh.
Looks like I went back on my little thing there. He wants to go play in Turkey now. Everyone wants to play in Turkey. That's the big deal.
Why do people love Turkey so
I
much?
don't know why it
Some
became
serious
Turkey.
action over there?
Yeah. The weird thing is Kobe Bryant is affluent in Italy, as his father played pro ball in Italy, and it speaks a little bit of Chinese well.
Wow.
And
Ni hao.
why choose Turkey?
I think that they don't have that smoking ban. Like you could smoke in bars, and that to me
Well,
is
okay.
reason in and of itself.
That fits Kobe. That fits
You know,
his
that's
lifestyle.
like him.
All right.
He's a smoker.
He is kind of smoker, drinker.
Yeah.
People call him the Shane McGowan of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
He's got more
didn't know.
teeth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
He's
everyone
got
does.
good choppers. That
He
Kobe
does,
Bryant.
yeah.
You know. Well,
Handsome.
he takes care of himself.
Handsome choppers.
But I don't understand the Turkey thing, and it's just going to be one guy to break their leg in Turkey, and that'll be the end of it. Everyone will come down hard, and I say good, because I don't need to see Turkey, Kobe Bryant playing in Turkey. And it was a big deal that Kevin Durant scored 66 points a couple days ago in Rucker on a playground with other non-professional basketball players. Rucker, folks. So I'm not going to be making a big deal of 66 points. He was playing in a rec league. Is this what it's come to, the NBA?
I guess.
Can you imagine, though, if there was no NBA, this is really what it would look like. You would have Kevin Durant playing in a recreational league, a league that Davey Mack could probably get into if I wanted to. You know, I could probably sign up. Well, Peppa, you never seen my 3-ball, dogsy. Downtown Dave is what they call me.
I've seen it.
Oh, that's right.
handsome.
You saw the 4 threes in a row, didn't you?
I did.
Donovan McNabb, Minnesota Viking. I love it. Let's see, the Minnesota Vikings before McNabb with Brett Favre and a 60-year-old Randall Cunningham. Before him, a 70-year-old Warren Moon. Could you take someone a little bit younger? Could you not have...
They're on the ball. They really know what they're doing. They
I-
lost Sidney Rice, too.
I know
to
it's... Yeah.
Seahawks?
I know it's fashionable to run down the Cincinnati Bengals all the time.
Why?
But the Minnesota Vikings is just a crap hole
Hey, Carson Palmer's retiring, right?
of an organization. Good.
Well, come on.
Good. I'm sick of Carson Palmer with the injuries every single year. He is what I call fantasy football poison. You're like, you know what? When he's healthy, he's got the mobility. And you always have a Carson Palmer. You always have a Carson Palmer there. I'll take Carson Palmer back up. I'll take him as my second round quarterback. And someone's saying to you, you want Carson Palmer? Well, I bet you he'll be healthy this year. He was hurt the last 8 years in a row. This has got to be the season where he's good. No. Sit your rear end down, take the year off, and think of what you want to do in your future life. Okay? Folks, you know you love it. You know you love the Davey Mack Sports program, and I thank you for listening. I really do. I thank you for going to the Davey Mack Sports page. My name is Eastside Dave McDonald, a.k.a. Davey Mack. Yeah! And that's Chris Pepper Stanley.
Pepper!
And then we have Sean O. And one of the guys we have night in, night out rocking it, taking us to commercial breaks. This show wouldn't be the same without him. Roy SCHAFER!
Yeah,